Welcome back to the Talltale Tavern, the monthly one-shot adventure TTRPG podcast. I'm your tavern master and host, Kyle, and we are here for Chapter 4 of Expedition Untold. Joining me at the bar, the co-creator of this podcast, so legally I have no choice but to have him back every time we play. Sorry, everyone, Scott is here. I apologize.
Yeah, not as sorry as I am.
Welcome back, Scott. Also here, recovering show choir kid, current school psychologist, and aspiring magical girl, it's Brooke.
Thank you. Can we get guesses?
Can we Christopher Walken?
Yes.
Ding, ding, ding.
Okay.
Impeccable Christopher Walken. It's perfect.
It's amazing.
That's the best I could get. And also here, it all of a sudden dawned on her that she should probably pick songs for me that aren't sung by sopranos, so here it goes. Oh, she's got dice in every color. It's Becca. Welcome, Becca.
I knew you'd nail it. Thank you.
I was bass section leader in show choir, so.
That's what Brooke told me after I had that dawning moment that maybe I should stop picking lady singers, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bass section leader. I think, Scott, were you tenor section leader?
I indeed was tenor 1 section leader. Jordan was tenor 2 section leader. I think really
I was soprano
because
section leader. Well, I'm in here too.
Okay, well, you know, the men.
Calm down, Brooke.
Well, I don't want to be left out.
You were. What were you? So were you soprano 1 or soprano 2? Did you guys have them split? This is important podcast
We did. Thank you. This is very important for everybody to know. I was soprano 2 section leader when I was in the girls choir, and I was soprano section leader senior year when I was in the mixed choir.
All right, way to go.
So everyone knows.
Moving up.
Well, anyways, we have an exciting adventure to get back to. So let's reopen the book, turn to Chapter 4, and continue the story of Expedition Untold. Roll the intro.
Previously on Expedition Untold. It all started when we were at book club. We were right in the middle of trying to pick our next book when the whole world shook, and we were pulled into a fight with a big red ooze that had attached itself to the shard of reality from Sorcerer's Appendix. Have you read that book? It's really good. It's about 4 people who... To protect us, the tavern keeper sent us into the book Zoonopia, but the red ooze got there first and corrupted the beautiful story of friendship and redemption. We teamed up with Lizzie McFire and Caught the Big to make a plan to save Toad from the evil influence of the ooze. Step 1. We glued Ivan, Toad's sentinel construct, into a cave and then exploded it into a billion pieces. Step 2, we knocked Toad off his poisoned T-Rex and broke the evil spell on him. A red ooze slithered out of Toad and into a blink dog guard dog nearby that had been acting very strangely. Step 3, we fought the giant T-Rex and the blink dog. We beat the T-Rex, but the blink dog ran off through a mysterious red portal. Zoonopia started to return to its normal self. So Amtiro, Namby, and I said goodbye to our new friends and followed the blink dog into the portal. In the portal, we floated through our memories. I saw my sister and Then we woke up on horseback racing towards the town of Violet Creek. Have you read the book Maleficent Seven? It's really good. It's about 4 people who, well, you'll see.
We rejoin the book club as they have found themselves thrusted through a portal and into the wild, wild west, traveling on galloping horses along 2 dragonborn riders, Jeb the red dragonborn and Joe the blue dragonborn. Jeb speaks over the loud galloping of the horses. All right, I think we're past old Colonel Jimerson's land. We can slow these horses down a bit. I'll lead the way. Joe, you go ahead and bring up the rear in case old Jimerson catches up and starts a shooting. As you slow down, you look down and realize that you are all in full Western gear and garb. Your clothes have magically changed to fit the environment. Please describe to all of us how you guys look. What are you guys wearing?
Hugh looks like the front cover of romance novels because that's what he likes to read a lot. So that's his only context for the Western. So he's wearing a pair of trousers that are way too tight, unnecessarily tight, and then a white button-up shirt that for some reason is only half buttoned up and kind of billowy, and then one of those long leather duster jackets that is coming down on it.
I feel like I can picture that. The book,
right? Yeah, with his big half troll muscles too.
The only thing is missing is like long flowing hair or something. But he has short hair, right?
He has kind of like, I don't know, a couple inches long, so it is blowing in the wind a little bit. And then for some reason, though, he didn't quite get the cowboy hat right, so it looks a little small on top of his big head.
Good.
Imtiro is not about romance novels. Imtiro is all about like adventure action books. So he's like the most classic cowboy hero, like Malcolm Reynolds type of a garb he's got. He's also got on a duster. Of course, he's got his spurs. He's got his boots. His spurs are very shiny. His garb would be like charcoal colored, I would say, but his cowboy hat would be that color with like a red band around it. You know, a little bit of fire worked in there, and the boots would have a little bit of fire going up the heel too. You know. Give him some extra speed, of course.
Namby's outfit is just an explosion of like texture and glitter. Like the hat is bedazzled. If you're watching the video, it's got you can hear
that's the hat. That's the
hat.
That's amazing.
The Dolly Parton, fringe on the side of the hat. A vest that's like cow print, like with so there's like the fur texture. There's like the sparkle, everything that can be like fur or like natural is. So there's just like way too many textures going on at once. Everything is pink and white and peach. And she's got a big old star or a sun belt buckle right in the middle.
Amazing. Great. So you all had gone through the portal and are now kind of trotting next to each other, traveling through this Western Plains environment. Hugh, when you went through the portal, you had an experience similar to what happened when the slime monster invaded your mind and read your memories. This time, however, you relived a memory from your past. A last moment to have with your sister, a moment where she asked you if she should stay, and you encouraged her to go. The mental exhaustion from experience this hits you, and you take 2 points of exhaustion. We'll be using the 2024 rules for exhaustion, where your D20 tests are reduced by 2 times your exhaustion level, so that'd be 4 for you, and your speed is reduced by 5 times your exhaustion level, so 10 feet. Namby and Imtiro, you look at Hugh and you see that something is wrong.
My friend, is something wearing on your mind, something extraordinarily heavy to slump your broad and strong shoulders? What has happened to you?
Can we just stop for a bit?
Yeah, right?
I believe so. Jeb, Joe, can we stop for a moment?
Hey, Jeb up there, we're gonna stop for a second. Well, what are we stopping for? You see the colonel? No, we just need a moment here. I don't know why. We'll all keep a lookout for Colonel Jefferson. All right. Well, I'll pace ahead a little bit and make sure we're not gonna get ambushed or something.
Have no fear, my friends. My fierce compatriot Namby here, her ears are like radar. If anyone attempts to sneak up on us, she will know.
I take off my cowboy hat so they aren't tucked behind my cowboy.
Oh, those are pretty nice there. All right.
Hugh immediately kind of comes to a stop and kind of does like a little bit of like a tumble slide off of the horse.
Just melting off of this horse.
Just basically falling off of this horse, and then just goes and like sits on a nearby rock and kind of lowers his head so it's between his knees and just takes some steadying breaths. Are Jeb and Joe nearby, or did they kind of space out?
Jeb trotted forward a little bit, and he is looking along the horizon. Joe is behind and does not seem to be closer paying attention. He's he's
Becca, anything you can say in front of us, you can say in front of our new best friends, Jeb and Joe, okay?
Yeah, he was about to just tell them to politely get the hell out of here. It's good that Hugh didn't have to. So Hugh takes a couple steadying breaths and then raises his head up and looks at me. I think we need to talk about everything. Do you guys remember in that first fight, the red ooze crashed over Tiro and I, and I think, Namby, you were just so fast you were able to get out of the way. The ooze, at least I think it was I remembered things, memories that some of them I hadn't thought about in probably years, and then some I think about every day. But Tiro, did it show you my memories?
No, that abomination limited itself to my own mind when it came to what it showed me. But it too stoked some long dormant embers of memories I prefer not to visit.
Well, that happened to me when last time we fought.
When I went through that portal, it pulled up this memory of the last day I had with my sister, River, 1,547 days ago. And it was a memory, but it was like a living one, where she was so excited to tell us that she'd gotten accepted to the Bone Guard. And it felt just like it was that night, but then all of a sudden I felt like I could change it. I could make her stay, and she would have been safe, and I would still have her. But I looked at her face and I couldn't do it. I just kept thinking about what my old teacher used to say, Mrs. Gladstone. She used to say that everyone deserves a right to write their own story. And River was so excited to go. She was so proud of getting in, and we were so proud of her. And I just looked at her and I couldn't do it to her. So I let her go. And I really wish I had asked her to stay. And I just feel like right now, it feels like I've lost her all over again. Like the time that they told us 976 days ago when they knocked on the door and they told us that she was gone. And I feel not whole, and I needed to tell you guys because I don't think I can protect you as much as I would normally, and I know you don't need my protection, but I just didn't think it was fair to not tell you. I'm not me right now.
Well, that's okay. We'll help. I mean, that sounds awful, and I'm really sorry. But I don't know what's going on. I mean, I don't know if any of this is real, or if this is all, if it just gets put back together when we leave, or what? I mean, I don't know what's going on.
I'm with Namby. I appreciate you taking the time to tell us this, Hugh, and your concern for our well-being, of course, because your heart is so large, but I don't think you should beat yourself up about making a change that we can't trust anything that this ooze shows us. It seems to be designed to target our stories, and you can't rewrite the past like you can a book, no matter how hard you try. You can't unburn a fire.
Hugh wipes the tears away from his eyes and kind of like looks around for a bit and says, I really liked Maleficent 7 when we read it.
So that I am a little excited to be a cowboy.
You look really good at it. You both do. All right. It's going to be fine. And then Hugh, with a very deep breath, Kind of like what started happening when I got into my 30s. Gets up off the rock and starts slowly at a pace of now 20 feet per turn, walking towards my horse. So slow. So
Namby
sick.
starts telling you all the things that she does when she's having panic attacks that help her calm down. Like different breathing techniques. She's like, this one's really good if you just can't get out of your head. And this one's really good if you feel like you're going to fall over. And she's just like telling you all the ones that she uses. Okay, Joe, Jeb, let's go.
Oh, you guys all good to go?
Giddy up.
Jeb, I think they're good to go. All right, let's get on our horses there. I think I see a coyote over there. Oh, a coyote? That's pretty nice. Yeah, well, maybe just tumbleweed. All right, we can get going. And you guys get up on your horses and get trotting along.
I don't think a coyote would get along well with you, Namby. I would stay away.
I think I should stay away from those.
I don't know. They're very small dog. Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah.
You guys ride for about 45 minutes until you crest over a hill and you see the small town of Violet Creek set in the middle of the western frontier. The sun is still high in the sky, looks to be about 2 p.m. As you ride into town, you take note of just how well everything seems to be made in this town. The buildings, the horse posts, the beautiful church tower, all made with expert craftsmanship all around you. You ride up to a building with a big sign on it reading Sheriff. Next to the sheriff's office is a very large, beautiful stable with multiple horses inside. Standing outside the stable, feeding a horse, is a tall bugbear with a metal star pinned to his vest that reads Deputy. Crum, will you please join the table? Woo!
Hello.
Hello, Deputy Crum?
Yeah. How do you know my name?
Of
From
course,
where?
we know your name. You are a legendary folk hero. All people from our land have heard your name. I'm surprised you have not heard of us. My name, of course, is Imtiro Bearstero, the charcoal charmer they call me. This is my friend, Huguenard Rockbridge, a.k.a. Humongous Hugh, the Titan Troll, with muscles bigger than even his own massive heart. And this, of course, is Nimble Namby, a.k.a. Dead Ears. They say she's got the fastest feet west of Mount Virginia, and she can pick out a cricket among a field of locusts.
I don't get out much, so none of that rings a bell.
Well, that is fine.
What
We're
can-
just
what can I
pleased
do
to
for
be in
you?
your town. We've come here actually in search of you and your sheriff, Valley Jack.
He's just inside sheriff's office. We could take you in there. We should probably get your horses in here.
I was gonna ask you if you don't mind, we park our horses here. I'm Jeb, and this is Joe. And there's Jeb's a red dragonborn, and Joe's blue dragonborn.
All right, Joe. Wait, Jeb? Which one?
I'm Jeb. I'm
Okay.
Joe.
All right, well, you can take those horses in here, put them next to the one with the lazy eye in the back. That's Crum too. Yeah, put them next to them, and I'll show these young adventurers inside.
Okay,
I
great.
just want it to be Jeb and Joe. The rest for the 2 hours just chatting.
Jeb and Joe chatting.
I don't need anything
I'm
else
gonna
in my
step
life.
into a room with Jeb and Joe, and
I'll
do 2 sessions.
show
This'll be-
them inside to where I think Valley Jack is, right? He's inside.
Yeah. So you walk into you park your horses and you'll walk into the sheriff's office. And as you walk in the office, you hear an old woman's voice. Sheriff, I just received a letter that 4 more children have been affected by the crimson cough over in Hunrath. I'm worried, Sheriff. If the cough makes its way here, we won't have any medicine for the children. and she is speaking to a very tall man that looks larger than life, wearing a large sheriff's badge. Valley Jack, will you please join the table?
Woo!
What's this woman's name? Real quick.
Edith.
Edith.
That's my name.
Edith. We'll do what we can to protect the people of Violet Creek from the Crimson Cough. Oh, welcome to Violet Creek. You must be the Crimson Charmer, Dead Ears.
I'm Crum. You know
Titan. Oh,
Jack.
Crum, I know you. Yeah, Titan Troll.
I'm so pleased to see that our reputations precede us among a man of your stature, Valley Jack. I'm a huge fan of everything about you.
I'll be honest, I heard you talking outside, but it's new guests in town. It's a tough time here in Violet Creek. How are you all feeling respiratorily right now?
I take a big deep breath in and just blow out smoke, really for no reason other than that I'm a fire genasi.
Yeah.
Everything is working perfectly.
All right.
I think I feel okay.
I felt better, but I think my lungs are actually the only part of me not affected right now.
Well, in that case, welcome to Violet Creek. We have to be careful with the Crimson Cough out in the nearby towns right now, but
Interesting. Crimson Cough, you say?
Crimson Cough, yeah.
Is this a new ailment that has befallen you?
it hasn't befallen us here in Violet Creek yet. But we're hearing reports. Eunice? Is that her name? Edith.
Oh, Edith. Yeah.
Edith, sorry.
Edith. My sister's name is
Your
Eunice.
sister, I always...
We get mixed up all the time.
I got two. Edith, I have two dragonborn men. You are going to want to meet you, sister.
But Edith here was just telling us about what's going on in Hunrath. And it's hard times.
This is unfortunate and yet fortuitous timing at the same time, for we came to Violet Creek off of the hunch that you might need some help, and I think we could be the three to help you solve your problem.
Oh, we've got a problem, actually. Sorry, my name's Jeb. Nice to meet you. It's an honor.
Sorry, I thought you were Edith. My bad.
Oh, no.
Who the hell let you inside, Jeb?
No, Crum. Welcome, Jeb.
Oh, yes, it is an honor and a pleasure and an honor to make your acquaintance, sir, Sheriff Valley Jack.
He moves so quietly. How?
Jeb, where's Joe? You should bring him in too.
I'm standing right behind you. I know you're tall.
Oh, sorry.
Plus my spurs on this
you.
guy. I can't sneaking up.
All right. Should we... This room's getting a little bit cramped with all of us in here right now. Do we want to...
Doesn't seem smart with an illness going around.
Well, I need to get back
bring some more twins in here.
my soup. I gotta go and get my soup off the, start making it for tonight. So I'll be heading out and meet up with my sister Eunice.
Thank you for coming here, Edith. Send my well wishes to Eunice and the whole
You're a
family.
wonderful, wonderful man, Valley Jack. And she grabs your hand and kisses it, kind of like shaking hand and old woman kiss on the hand.
I grab her hand and kiss it back. You're a wonderful woman, Edith.
Jack, are you two a thing? Because I was gonna make my move, but if you guys are together,
Crum.
no.
Go for it.
oh, all right. Well, now it's awkward.
She chuckles and blushes, and then she walks out. Crum, if you're looking for a dinner or something, you can always stop by. Soup's always hot. So.
I love soup. So.
And she leaves.
Kyle, this interaction is ending. We are done.
No. If you love her, follow her.
Crum, this is what I've been telling you.
This is the new campaign.
You need someone who'll make you the good soup, Crum. You can't just keep, eating the field rations you're eating. If you find someone nice like Edith, I think you have a chance. You just have to take the shot.
Well, yeah. Most women don't like to have a bugbear that smells like horses in their house, so
I think at Edith's stage, smell is not as big of an issue, so.
Do you think she
Shira's
can't
really
smell?
good at, pumping people up, so maybe he can give you a pep talk before you go talk to her.
Is this
Yes, my
payback for
friend.
making you sing?
I would love to give you
Spontaneously,
some
I just
tips on how to properly romance a woman. Anytime, Crum, too. But first, I think we should deal with Jeb's problem.
All right, now I was just taken by the story here. It's just, I'm really rooting for you, Crum. No, we have some news of the most urgent matter, actually, to discuss.
We was hired to escort a top secret shipment of valuables all the way to paradise when we was rudely interrupted.
You see, Levi Rook and his men ambushed us. And even though we was well prepared, they overpowered us. And they claimed the loot.
They've got the Pinkerton, old man Corlin Highland held captive and for ransom. They've already shot him too. He's still alive, but I don't know for how long. And they said they'll only negotiate with Valley Jack.
And we told them your name is Sheriff Valley Jack, but they disrespected you, sir, and we find that mightily disrespectful.
They were right out by Horseshoe Bend, about an hour's ride.
All right, well, it's good that you brought these other people here to help with this, because I think we might need more help.
If it's negotiation you need, they say that my father must have been a smelter who dipped my tongue in silver the day I was born. I will talk these men down.
Well, I don't know if you'll be able to. I believe in you, Mtiro. But negotiating with the likes of Rook and McCoy, it's a hard gamble. But we gotta give it a shot. What's the name of the Pinkerton again?
Corlin Highland.
Orland Highland.
And what's a Pinkerton?
Oh,
I just Googled it.
It's the name of Weezer's second album. That's all I got.
That's also what I found.
The Pinkertons, they're hired by the banks and by the corporations, and they're like bounty hunters, mercenaries up for hire. But their main job is to find the people that owe the banks money and owe the railroad money, and that's kind of what they do. So they're sort of a target for a lot of outlaws. But yeah, I think they'll need all of you to go, because it's there's quite a few of them around the valley that they're a little horseshoe bend in there. I don't know why they're wanting to negotiate, but it seems pretty dangerous.
Well, guess the three of you are going to be deputies here, unless, Jeb, Joe, you seem tired. You faced a lot already.
Yeah, yes, we have something. What is it, Joe? What is it we got?
Oh, we're cowardly.
Yeah, we're pretty cowardly. We don't think we're ones that can really stand up and do a whole lot.
Every person in this town has a purpose. We all come together to do something, Jeb and Joe. And you may be cowardly in the sight of McCoy and Rook, and who could blame you? But you brought the message here, and you'll bring the message somewhere else later.
Oh, he sure is as good as they say. You're a
the
good
most
man,
profound
Jack.
speaker I've ever met.
We must all always carry with us the message. Yes.
Now, am I going to get promotion if these three are getting deputized? I'm a deputy.
Oh, I don't want to step on any
feel
toes
like
here.
I'm being jumped over.
No, Crum, you are the senior deputy. They're part of our posse.
Is that because I'm old?
Well, I think
Maybe he can be assistant sheriff.
Or assistant to the sheriff.
Oh,
He'll look over at you two and be like, not big thumbs up, but please put in a good word for me.
are you ready for that, Crum? It's just a load of responsibility.
Yeah. I've been taking care of horses. I feel like it's the same thing, so.
Valley Jack sticks out his hand to Crum and says, "Welcome, Assistant Sheriff."
Crum spits in his hand and then shakes your hand.
All right.
A promotion. Wow.
You see an elderly man with little spectacles on come around from the back room, and he looks and he adjusts his spectacles. And says, "Well, I see you've got some new friends there, but I don't see any firearms there on their hips. Y'all got any guns?"
No, I do not possess those sorts of firearms, my friend.
No, sir.
Sheriff, we
Were his arms fire for a second there?
Oh, that's what that visual joke was. Okay.
Well, Sheriff, we do have the confiscated guns if in the back if we want, to arm your friends so that you guys have a chance.
I think, I wouldn't send you out as deputies without
Big ass gun.
arms. Yeah.
He takes out. He's got this big suitcase thing, and he slams it up on the table and opens it up. This little old man, and he takes out this pretty hefty, big, heavy gun and says, "This here we've got old Mako Rutledge's blunderbuss. It's a two-handed heavy weapon, but if any of you'd like to take this, maybe you, the big man here, Mr. Half Troll, is it? I didn't catch your name."
Yes, sir. It's Hugh. I can take that one. It's about the size of Namby, so she probably shouldn't. Unless you want it, Namby. I don't want to step on your toes.
I don't think. No, you go. I think I'd topple right over.
He hands it to you, and you notice there's like a makeshift second barrel on it that is soldered on. It looks like just totally different metal than the main bill of this gun. And he goes, old Mako, he added his own attachment there. We haven't fired it. It seems to be a one-time use, but I think you got to be pretty close, within 5 feet of someone, and you'll probably blow them right away if you use that one. But you can use that as a one-time use there. I looked in the barrel, looks like it's got all sorts of different kinds of metal bits and bobs, so I'm sure it does a lot, but I'd save it when you're real close to someone. And hands it to you.
What did you give me, Kyle? What is this addition?
It's an IED.
Yeah.
Pull the trigger out of curiosity. Let's just find out.
I immediately turn.
Or bring Jeb back in.
Oh no, Jeb.
He picks up a pistol-looking gun. He says, "We've got CC's Star Wheel here. We confiscated. It's a semi-automatic pistol. Has the Star Wheel on it, so it won't be affected by, water and things. It's all protected there. But it's got a little property on there. Once per day can be used as an automatic hit. So one time a day. A little bit of magic there for you. So anybody want to claim this one?"
That one looks like it might be the right size for me, maybe.
Yes, I think so, Namby. I'm not a huge fan of water. Waterproof, I don't think would be much use to me.
Okay, I'll take this one.
And this one, I'm not sure where we got this one. We just call it the volcanic one. I think it fits well with you, Mr. Fire Genasi. Any attack roll 20 or above does 1d6 fire damage as well. And hands it to you.
I take it and I say, thank you. I don't believe we've been properly introduced. My name is Mtiro Berstero. These are my compatriots, Huguenot Rockbridge and Namby Pembleton. I won't do the full, the nickname.
Yeah, wonderful. I'm Oliver, and he adjusts his glasses. I work in the back.
Say it with gusto. You work in the back. You're part of the support system for this entire establishment.
I like that. Yeah, I am. I am a part of this entire establishment.
You're the keystone that holds the sheriff's office together, Oliver.
Support staff are actually very important. You should be nice to them because they make the whole place run.
Mm-hmm. And I've been here a long time. Been here for about 20 years, I think, this year. It's been nice to serve here when we actually have a sheriff who actually wants to help people versus those horrible people that were here before. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you all.
Thank you. We will return these in the condition that they were given to us.
Except maybe Hugh won't have that big thing on his.
Well, yes, he might use that. Otherwise.
Fingers crossed.
While we are handing out supplies to the new party, Ballyjack turns to the deputies and goes, well, and for each of you, I have a gift. To Hugh, Ballyjack pulls out a tortoise shell from the desert tortoise who beat the jackrabbit in the race over the dunes. This is the Rune Knight Hill Rune. It bestows the resilience reminiscent of a hill gem, blah, blah, blah. Advantage on saving throws against being poisoned, resistance against poison damage, and more importantly, as a bonus action, you can get resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage for a minute, recharge on short or long rest. For Namby, I hand a little whistle. This is a whistle that you can blow to call the wind. With this whistle I played the North Wind's favorite song. This is the Cloud Rune. You have advantage on sleight of hand and deception, but you also, if you see someone within 30 feet of you hit by an attack roll, you can use your reaction to choose someone else to get attacked by that attack.
Oh, okay.
And it also recharges on short and long rest. And for Mtiro, I'm looking around for a little while, have a bit of trouble finding it. Crum, do you know where it's with the shoes, stuff Cassie left.
Yeah, I can go grab it.
And you get the poker shit chip that I once won off the devil, which I'll hand to Mtiro. This is the Storm Rune. Advantage on Arcana, can't be surprised. You can spend a bonus action to go into a prophetic state, and as a reaction, give anyone advantage or disadvantage, as long as they're within 60 feet.
I say, thank you. It almost feels like it's always belonged to me in some odd way.
That's great.
These are really beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, these are great.
Well, a deputy has to go out with something.
And Tira tries to do the cool thing with the coin in his finger, just drops it though right away. He can't do it. Damn it.
As you three had received your guns from earlier as well, you feel them in your hands, and you've never held a gun before, but it feels natural. Feels like you can know how to reload it and move it around, and you feel like you have proficiency with it without even needing to spend time to learn it. So yeah, anything else in the town before you guys head out towards Horseshoe Bend?
Just admiring as much of the woodworking as I can.
Great. You all grab your horses from the stable and head out of Violet Creek, and you ride as quickly as you can to Horseshoe Bend. As you approach, you can see in the distance, as you approach Horseshoe Bend, you kind of come up slowly, but you see in the far distance a broken stagecoach with multiple bloodied bodies scattered around it, and a man slumped up against the side of the wagon, like holding his abdomen.
Namby, can you help him?
Yeah, how far away? Like we're like right there?
You guys are like 200 feet away from right now, like just approaching the area.
Can I do like a perception check as we approach the zone to make sure there's no ambush in wait?
Yeah, go ahead. Everybody can roll for perception if you'd like. Yeah, so Hugh.
I rolled a 16, so I have a 12.
Oh no.
Namby.
I rolled a 4, so I have a 7.
No, Namby.
Tiro.
Oh no, I'm sorry. It's plus 7, so I have an 11. Sorry.
Okay, all right.
I'm really busy trying to figure out how to do that cool coin trick. I rolled a 2 for a total of 3.
Oh boy.
Valley Jack.
Valley Jack is looking and got a 15.
Okay, and Crum.
I rolled a 7, so I got a 6.
It's terrible. It's a great
Most
rolls,
perceptive party of
Great
all time.
rolls.
Oh man.
You look at this valley. There's some, cliffs around. There's some small bushes. Not a ton of shrubbery. You don't see anything else.
Well, then I would definitely rush up and try and help him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd
good.
go with her.
As we approach, Crum's going to tie a bandana over his face because he doesn't know interacting with people who might have the cough.
That's smart.
Cool. So you
do the
ride up
same.
and you get up to this man slumped against, and he just, finally, God damn, there you are, Valley. God. Then he looks down, and you just see just blood-soaked abdomen.
Ugh.
Is he okay?
Can I do a medicine check to tell how hurt he is?
Sure.
Or,
yeah.
how much HP he would need back? What little
you're
spell
right.
should I use?
Well, how much am I willing to waste on this man?
How much should I use on this guy? Okay. That's a 15.
15. He's got a gunshot wound, and you even walk up and start inspecting him. He's like, look, I've been shot before, all right? Just give me a little bit to get me going. I don't want the full thing. I can deal with this. And if you can do some healing, looks like you're a cleric, I'd take it. But if not, just take me back into town.
Is this Highland?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, hold still 1 second.
Yeah,
and she'll
this
cast
is
just a first level.
Corlin Highland. Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, just a first level cure wounds, so he would get 10.
Okay.
That's not bad.
Good. You heal him for 10, and he looks better. The blood doesn't, you don't see anything continuing to get soaked, but you can see through the cloth there is still a wound there. And your healing seems to have maybe a little bit different effect in this world, where it doesn't completely seal up right away in maybe other worlds that you've been in. So you can still see that he has the wound there, but he feels better. Thank you.
Yeah. Corland. What? Tell us what happened.
I was hired to help take this loot, this chest. We were headed up to Paradise, all the way there, and supposed to be a secret mission of sorts. I thought we could get through, but Levi Rook sprung the trap on us. Sharpshooters took out the guy on our Gatling gun off the back, and you look at the large stagecoach, there is this big Gatling gun on the back and a guy slumped over it. And Levi came in with his men, and he basically killed the rest. He even shot and killed one of his own men, just for missing a shot or something. I don't know. He's a hothead. The man has the devil inside him. And they made off with the chests, and they were headed straight to you, actually.
Right.
Wait.
Headed to Violet Creek?
Yeah, he sent a couple of Dragonborns ahead of him.
Those fuckers.
No,
Not Jeb and Joe.
not Jeb and Joke.
I told you we should have tried that gun on Jeb.
Valley Jack's face falls.
You're too trusting, Jack.
I'd just like to officially state for the record that we had never met them until moments before we came to town. We were not with them. We do not know Jeb and Joe, the Dragonborn.
No.
We're not part of this. We would love to assist you in stopping them.
Yeah, they weren't. These people weren't here. I mean, it's pretty hard to miss a fire genasi, the Harengon, and a half troll. They're not a part of Levi Rook's gang.
Valley Jack is going to cool himself off for a second and go like, I'm not going to make the same mistake twice. I am going to make an insight roll on Corlin to make sure. Valley Jack has some suspicion of Pinkertons anyway. These corporate mercenaries. But I want to do that just to make sure we're not on a wild goose chase. That's a 18.
18, and you look at him, and he's like, I'm not lying to you, Valley. I understand, but this is Levi Rook. He's crafty. He's witty. I'm surprised those dragonborns tricked you, but
Jump
it is
on the
what it
horse.
is. And
Corlin, did you notice anyone else?
no, he wasn't. I didn't see him, or he wasn't here with his partner or anything. Ella McCoy.
I'll give like a quick look at Valley Jack, like that name.
I can't remember. This is me. Hi.
Mm-hmm.
In the Maleficent Seven, I can't remember what happened with Ella McCoy in the end. Did we kill her? And is that a difference in the story?
I thought you guys did. Because
Your
wasn't there
characters
like
would remember.
a giant spider thing?
Yeah.
You guys would remember the story from the tavern that the heroes had gone into Violet Creek and vanquished and killed the Maleficent Seven, including Ella McCoy, who showed up at the end, and they had a firefight at the end to the death, and Ella McCoy was shot and killed in that encounter, and she was secretly the seventh member of the.
She was the one who recruited
Right.
the members of the party. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And so something seems different to your characters.
Jack, I knew we should have killed her.
Yeah.
You're too nice.
Looking around at the bodies around here with Corlin, Jack's just like, add more to the tally, Crum. These are on us. These deaths are on us.
Well, we better get back to Violet Creek then. We're gonna have more deaths on our conscience, including Edith.
Can I, let me know if this makes sense. Valley Jack is going to try to rip the Gatling gun off the stagecoach, and carry that back with him.
I want to give the help action. Oh wait, I'm weak right now, but I will still try to give the help
You
action.
can give the help action. I don't think exhaustion limits you for that.
You're good.
Mount that to Crum too.
It is so it's like locked onto the back of the stagecoach, but
we
you
take
can
the
certainly
stagecoach?
try to. It's broken. It's got a wheel that's broken. It does not look functional.
Hey, guess what? What if somebody has the power to create an item if it costs less than 150 gold and we have the world's greatest carpenter with us? So maybe Imtiro pulls out a piece of paper and says, witnessing the fierce, righteous fury of Valley Jack about to rip the Gatling gun off, Imtiro looks to the side and notices a second wagon wheel that fell into the bushes. And he takes off his glove and burns the paper, and the sparks coalesce on the ground right there. And there's a wheel.
Incredible.
My friend, perhaps we could take the stagecoach. If you could affix this wheel using your legendary carpentry skills.
Yeah, I think I could do that, no problem. What's that, a tools check?
Yeah, give me a carpentry check on this. If you have a tools,
You gotta
I think
have
it would just
advantage
be.
on no carpentry tech.
I mean, Valley Jack has proficiency in creating thing and doing a wheel,
A wheel swap for Valley Jack?
A wheel swap for Valley Jack.
Would you allow a strength carpenter's tool check, or what's your skill for that?
I think it's got to be. I was thinking dexterity, because to be dexterous with putting the thing on, I would think it's more of a dexterity.
Okay, still a 22.
Okay, yes, that is great. You in a whiff, that wheel is gone. Like, you guys, everybody else looks away for a second. All of a sudden, the stagecoach is lifted up, and bam, has a brand new wheel on it, and there are horses that are attached to it. Or at least there were horses, and they're kind of scattered around.
You came on horses, right?
But you came on your horses, so you can attach your horses to
I think the stagecoach will be
quickly.
easier for Corlin to ride in onto than riding in on one of our horses.
He shakes his head. This guy, thanks, Valley, and hops up into the stagecoach, and you guys can take off with the stagecoach with the Gatling gun.
Amazing.
Who's on the back? Who's on the Gatling gun?
I'll stay back there, but it's not my dream to be on the Gatling gun, but I'll stay back there in case we need it.
Tiny Namby using it is really amusing to me, but I don't know that she would want to.
Yeah, that's fair. It'd have to be either me or Hugh, so I'll take the role because I am someone who hangs back. Generally, anyway. This makes me so happy because when I made Mtiro's character sheet and I looked at performance of creation, one of the first thoughts I had was I wonder if there'll ever be a situation where there's a broken wagon that we just need a wheel for.
That's wild.
That's so crazy.
So
Dream bigger, Scott. You can do more than that.
I have realistic dreams, and look, I accomplished them.
You know what? Set a realistic goal and meet it.
incredible. So you guys are all riding back as fast as you can to Violet Creek. It's about an hour ride, and you are approaching the town. And from a distance, you can see that the town is quiet. Before it looked like people were bustling, moving. You could see people moving between houses. But so far as you're approaching it, it looks very quiet. As you guys are going, do you talk about how you want to approach into the city? Are you just planning on going kind of straight in to see what's going on?
I think so.
I think, Valley Jack is not one for not just riding in head held tall. So
yeah, I feel like just in awe of his stature and his just who he is as a person. And Tira's just doing whatever Valley Jack is doing anyway. So
Jack, we gotta
follow along.
Gotta keep in mind for snipers. That's how they ambushed them on the road. So
I'll keep an eye out as for I'll take a top spot and I'll keep an eye out.
Okay.
Crum will ride in the front though, ahead of everyone.
Yeah, Valley will ride up front as well. He's got a big duster on now, just riding out, rail drawn.
I forgot about the rail.
Big rail from a train.
Excellent. You ride into Violet Creek, and you ride into the entrance, kind of the main strip, and start to slow down the horse and trot along as you see that there's nobody in the street that you can see. See a lone tumbleweed kind of crossing across the dusty road, and you hear a voice. You best be heading back the way you came. This is our town now. And you see Jeb's red dragonboard ahead peek out from a wagon on the right side.
I'll fucking kill you.
And then you see a blue dragonboard head on the other side of the street kind of peek his head around in a different wagon.
I like the way you said that, Jeb. That was a very nice way of asking them to leave.
And then you see 3 more outlaws with their guns trained on you kind of pop up from behind barrels on balconies around the town. One to your right, and then 2 further down that have rifles.
And Tiro looks to Valley Jack. Whatever you do, we'll follow your lead. And I give him Bardic Inspiration before you make us roll for initiative, so he has it.
Nice.
Jack, this is your town.
I think you see Valley Jack as pissed as Crum is at these Dragonborns now, looks to the group. I think, like, Valley Jack and Crum probably have a little bit of, you know, the, like, rapport of working together for 5 years now.
Oh my god, it's been 5 years.
And
Whoa.
I think Valley Jack's gonna head straight to Joe, and then give, I feel like Crum might be, are you gonna be better for taking out the snipers and stuff? I don't know. Someone should take out the snipers.
I have range, so.
Yeah, I'm not getting to those guys, unfortunately. How far away are, like, the
Yeah, so I'll give you
stuff?
distances and how things look. So you're standing there on your, you're there on your stagecoach. The Jeb Red Dragonborn's off to the right, 30 feet away from you behind a wagon. Jeb is 45 feet away from behind a wagon. There is an outlaw up on a balcony, 25 feet away from you. So it's like 10 feet up on a balcony. The riflemen are 75 feet away from you, kind of on either side. One is 75 feet, the other is a little bit further back at 90 feet.
How tall? Oh, wait, how far away is the there was like some guy that was 10 feet up, about 25 feet away? Is that what you said?
25 feet is Jeb, he's the closest. 30 feet is Jeb, 25 feet away above, so 10 feet up and 25 feet away, so he's, you know, essentially 35 feet away.
You know, a squared plus b squared equals a squared in D&D, so
That's true.
As you are sitting there and everyone's kind of waiting for someone to make a move, you hear boom, 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 boom. The saloon doors open, and out stumbles a man with a flask in his hand, and he's got this big unkempt beard and looks just like he's dirty, and he hobbles out of the bar. Hey, Valley, I like what you've done with the bar. That varnish, very nice touch. I especially like that whiskey you got in them white oak barrels. We gotta come up with a name for that stuff. And Crum, those horses, they are looking healthy as hell.
good to see you, old friend.
Yeah, it looks like you got a little bit of a vermin problem here. He's looking around.
Take all the help we can get.
Oh, well, he's, looks like Levi Rook's men. Oh, we gonna fight him, or are we just gonna exterminate his little piss ants? Speaking of piss, that where Rook is? Pissing his panties in the powder room? And you hear, and Jeb goes, oh, that's it, everybody fire! And they turn their guns and they all fire at Whiskey. Everybody roll initiative!
Oh,
Hell yeah.
Kyle is so desperate to catch a bullet, he's gonna make a
Okay, here's what I got for the Gatling gun. When you fire it, it is a 10 by 10 cylinder that shoots, that fires. Anybody who is in it on the start of their turn has to make a dex saving throw, DC 15, or they will take 6d6 piercing damage.
in that cone, not using the
in
gun.
that
Okay,
cylinder.
yes, okay.
Yeah, in that cylinder. Range is going to be 40 feet. If they're outside of that range, it goes to 120 feet. If they're outside of that 40 feet range, they will get advantage to that dexterity saving throw to try and miss that damage. And then past 120 feet, it just isn't effective. And it will basically rip through structures. Like it will, like cover does not matter for it. We'll say that. Because it is crazy. So, because it is wild. So basically, on the Gatling gun, you'll probably want to just position it at somebody, and then on that person's turn, they will get a chance to try and miss that damage from the Gatling gun, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
66, and we'll say that if they make the dex saving throw, they still take half damage from it. Maybe crazy, but that seems fun. We'll get to the initiative rolls. All of the outlaws around, they all had their guns trained, so they all had advantage on initiative rolls. And so, Namby, what was your initiative?
15.
15. Hugh?
16. Yeah, that is with my -4.
Did you hit a nat 20? Or, yeah, no, you have.
No, I got a 19 and then +1 -4.
Mtiro.
22.
22. Crum.
17.
17. And Valley Jack.
7.
Oof. Okay.
Little bit torn up about what's happening to his town.
Okay. So, the way this is going to work, all of the outlaws have trained their guns on whiskey, and they are all going to take their turns at the same time. This is going to be their turns for this first round, but they're all going to use it to shoot him, so I'm going to roll for all of them now. They all have multi-attack. There are 6 of them. I'm going to roll 12 d20s with disadvantage because he is doing the dodge. And we will see how many times he gets hit. 12 d20s.
Every single one of them crits. Whiskey Waltz gets obliterated.
He is dodging currently.
Kyle finding a reason to tell Carrie, no, I need to buy 12. I need more dice. I'm going to need 12
I have
at once.
13 that I own. Okay. The rifleman did a good job.
I misheard it first and thought he was doing all these at Valley Jack, and I was like, damn, if you don't want Charlie on this, you could just don't invite him next time, dude.
If he was doing it at Valley Jack, I would have been so reborn.
Okay.
Yeah, there would have been some other things happening.
Ability I have.
Okay, so you see as these 6 outlaws, you notice one firecrack from the left, from kind of behind you guys. You guys didn't see that outlaw yet, but you hear a gun go off to your left side. But you see as 12 shots ring out at Whiskey, and he is dancing around, dodging all of the outlaw shots, including Jeb and Joe's. Dances around, misses. One bullet comes straight at him from the rifleman. He catches it in his hand, and then it goes through his fingers and whisks off his shoulder. He takes a bit of damage. Ah, damn it! And then another rifleman shoots him in the foot, and he hops up and I almost missed all of them. All right,
Oh no.
you guys get him. And next in initiative is gonna be Mtiro.
Okay.
I hope the toe
Wild.
tattoo is okay.
Yeah. How big is the stagecoach that we're on? What's its size?
The stagecoach.
Yeah. I'm just asking. I just need to know.
It's at least huge. I mean, it's big.
Okay. It's at least
Yeah.
huge. Is there anything that is large or smaller around me?
The Gatling gun?
Well, that's bolted down. That was our problem earlier,
Yeah.
right? So I don't know if I can.
There are horses that are large size. There are
I need something that's not
The
alive.
barrels?
There are barrels that are like more like medium size.
Are the
There's
barrels
a-
within 30 feet of me?
Yeah, there is a barrel that's within 30 feet of you. So the wagon that Jeb is behind and Joe, both of their wagons are only 10 feet long, so they're large.
Okay. And how far away are those from me?
You've got one that's 25 feet away.
Great. I'm going to use animating performance on that wagon then.
New performance.
Yeah. So Mtiro he pulls out like a piece of paper and he just writes like a rune for live on it and burns it. And the sparks make a symbol that float toward the wagon and it gets like coated almost in like shadow around it. But now it is alive and it has the dancing item stat block. So it is in combat, the item shares my initiative count, but it takes its turn immediately after yours. It can move and use its reaction on its own, and I have to command it with a bonus action, but it does at least specifically say that I can use my bonus action for a Bardic Inspiration feature still after I command it. So I get like a double bonus action with it. But for now, instead of commanding it to attack, I want to have it move. I want to move it so it's not covering him anymore and move it so it is within 10 feet of Hugh, because while it is dancing, its irrepressible dance, when any creature starts its turn within 10 feet of the item can increase the walking speed of that creature by 10 feet until the end of the turn, provided the item isn't incapacitated. So we'll get rid of Hugh's movement restriction right there.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so it's gonna be like it's gonna expose Jeb, who is turned and looked at Whiskey trying to shoot him, and is going to dance its way. Is that what this thing does? Is just like
I prefer to picture it for Tiro more like smoke licking at it or whatever as it moves. You know, like it's almost amorphous how it moves since he's fire guy. But yeah, it is dancing technically. It's what is happening in the rules.
Incredible. And so it will be kind of next to the stagecoach where you guys are all still kind of on and around, and will be close enough to Hugh to
great.
give
That
to
will
get
technically
bonus.
be on its turn because it has its own movement of 30 feet.
And it just needs to be within 5 feet of.
Needs to be within
someone?
10 feet of Hugh for him to gain that benefit.
So you guys will all have that benefit essentially being on the stagecoach. We'll
Alright,
keep
there
it
you
simple, and with it that close, the only person that maybe would not get that right now is just you at the very back.
That's fine by me. I'm
I'm
not planning on really pushing my way forward right
the
now.
Gatling gun.
And then I will, that was my action to animate it. I had it move. I think I'm going to stay at the Gatling gun for my next turn. So I'm just going to use my bonus action then to activate the coin that Valley Jack gave to me, the Storm Rune. So I have that up if I need it for later. And that will be the end of my turn.
Okay, cool. And you're on the Gatling gun, but kind of like faced backwards, and so you'll.
If I can face it toward them, I would, I guess, to aim it if that's possible. But if I can't,
you're actually in a position where you would be able to aim it directly off to the left, where that crack had gone off to that outlaw you guys hadn't seen.
I'll aim it that way, just sort of.
That's as far as you can get it, but directly at him. But you're not firing it because you used your other actions, right? Yep. Okay. Great. Next is Crum. You're up.
Wonderful. Jeb is like right in front of us right now. He's clearly visible.
Yes, clearly visible. No longer has half or 3/4 cover is what he had, and he's 30 feet away from you.
Wonderful. Okay. I'm gonna look directly at Jeb, and I said, "I mean what I mean," and I'm gonna cast Mind Spike.
Cool.
On Jeb.
Oh.
It's a DC 18 Wisdom check. Well, Wisdom saving throw.
He rolled a 12.
And it's a 11 damage, and I know where he is no matter what.
Okay, awesome.
I'd like to add a caveat to what Crum said. You know where he is as long as he's on the same plane of existence as you.
Jeb ain't going nowhere.
You guys have done interdimensional travel. We don't know that exists. So.
It's true. We didn't even get a chance to explain it. I was going to, but then this happened.
Crum's gonna move up towards where Jeb is.
Are you trying to get in with within 5 feet of him, or want to be?
If I have enough movement speed, yeah, I'll use it for that. To get that close.
Yep.
You should, because you also have the plus 10.
So yeah, 40 feet. I can get right up on him.
Cool.
And that's my turn.
Okay, great. Hugh, you're up.
I feel so invigorated now. Only in my legs, though. So Hugh, not feeling very well, has a little bit of clammy hands, and so he kind of rubs them on his jacket to kind of clear him before he reaches for his war hammer. And he feels something kind of unusual in his pocket, and he reaches in and pulls out 3 small thorpfish pies. And he looks at them, and he looks at Tira and Namby. Goes, "I made these that night. Dad had made us these stupid salads because he was on this stupid diet, and then once we found out she was in the Bone Guard, I made her some Zorpfish pie. Here." And then so I hand Namby and Mtiro teeny little fish pie. So these are bolstering treats. And you can use a bonus action to eat one of these treats to gain 3 temporary HP, and it lasts for 8 hours.
Okay. It's such a wild difference, this versus normally play like a barbarian, right? And the amount of bonus actions I'm wrestling between right now is so different than what
All right. So Jeb's
Curse of
25.
action economy.
Yep,
Yeah,
Jeb.
right.
You see Jeb in front of him, and he's holding his head. Ah, what was that? And he's trying to turn and see what that mind spike was that Crum had done to him, and sees, it's right here. And he sees a Crum right next to him.
So he's 25 feet in front of the carriage.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, he's 30 feet away, but yeah, he's there.
Oh, okay. 30. Perfect. So yeah, I'm gonna run forward towards him and pull out Bone Crusher, my war hammer, and I am going to take 2 swings at Jeb.
As you run, you see flames just like go up as you're running from that dancing wagon next to you. You feel that's what everybody else sees is this like magical flames to increase your speed to get you there.
Leaving a little Back to the Future trail as you're moving.
Oh, that's so cool. So as I get to him, I am going to use my bonus action to activate my journal. And hey, Kyle, will you describe again what Whiskey Waltz looks like? As you
Roll for him. Unreal.
I rolled
So
on
you-
the table and I started laughing so hard when I saw it. I was like, of course it's
So
him.
your Echo Knight, for her Echo Knight ability, because he is such a nerd, he has got a full sketchbook of all of the. He's someone who loves to draw. He's got a whole sketchbook of these characters. I
All
should
the
let you
Talltale
describe
characters.
these. Yeah, all the Talltale characters.
Yeah, so I have a journal of all 79 Talltale Tavern characters. And I roll on it every time I summon my Echo Knight. And an inky form goes out of my journal and rises up into the ground in the shape of, in this case, Whiskey Waltz.
So this one probably doesn't have like the matted beard that new Whiskey Waltz has.
It would have been the original Whiskey Waltz, yeah. The original story
More
Whiskey
like
Waltz.
stubble and it's but yes, that's that ethereal. It's like more of like an ink colored looking, right?
Yep.
Whiskey that's standing there stumbling with a flask, and he just dumps, and there's like ink that flows out of it into his mouth.
I look over to the real Whiskey Waltz.
He's just like cocking his head and looking at his flask like, what the hell?
I just want to say, it appears you finally found a drinking companion that can keep up, Whiskey.
I like that. I thought I was just seeing double vision, but I guess you all can see that. Whew. That's some strong stuff you got in that bar, Valley.
You should come by more. We've been trying to lure you home.
You never call.
Hugh swings never call. Hugh swings Bone Crusher twice into Jeb and gets a dirty 20 and a 22, even with my penalty.
Yeah, yep. Wild.
Damn.
21 bludgeoning damage. And then Whiskey Waltz is Inky Whiskey is going to also swing at him. Oh, well, I rolled a 2, so that only becomes a 6.
Unfortunately misses. And you hit him with your bone crusher and smack it into Jeb a couple times. Ow! And you hit him in his stomach. He doubles over. He is not looking good. As he doubles over, Whiskey swings a big fist over the top of him and misses your ethereal Whiskey.
Inky Whiskey.
Inky Whiskey. Anything else for your turn?
Nope, that's it. Thanks.
All right. Valley Jack, you're up.
Dang.
Sorry. Namby, you're up.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think I rolled better than a 7.
Always skipping.
Every time, Kyle. Okay. I run up. Not like right into the thick of things, but I want to be within 30 feet of Hugh and Crum. And I use my emboldening bond feature as a cleric. So Crum and Hugh, you guys, if you're within 30 feet, and I'll cast on myself as well. So the 3 of us, if we are within 30 feet of each other, you can add a d4 to either an attack roll, an ability check, or a saving throw once per turn. So it's like Bless, but you only get it once per turn. So I use my action to cast that, and then I will, that's not a spell, that's like a cleric just thing I can do. So then I will use spiritual weapon, bonus action, spell, and I'm gonna try and get Jeb out of here. Maybe. I don't know how hurt he is, but I'm gonna try and hit him.
Okay, go ahead and swing with the spiritual weapon. What does your spiritual weapon look like?
It is a big shining sun sword. So like the I still don't know. I didn't know last time, and I didn't learn what you call the part of the sword that you hold.
The hilt? Is that right?
Yes. The part that goes like around your hand just looks like a big like sun, and it's just kind of like a big gold gleaming sword.
I feel like Crum would love that based on what I remember of Crum's fascination with the sun.
Yeah.
Okay. 22.
22 hits.
Okay. That's 7 force damage.
7 force damage. You summon the sword, this gleaming sun sword. It shines up above Jeb, and he looks up. Oh no! And it cleaves him, and it just like slams straight down and cuts straight down through him, and he is dead. He is gone.
Heck yeah!
Hell yeah.
Anything else for your turn?
Jeb.
That is my turn.
Okay. Next is Valley Jack.
Okay. The shot that was off to the left, how far away was that? The one where we didn't see the person?
Oh yeah, you can. So you look left on your horse, and you see a guy kind of like peeking above the barrel, in a corner, 20 feet away.
Okay. Is it just like generic outlaw, or is it
generic looking outlaw? Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna go after Joe then.
Just to remind you, right now the Gallon gun is kind of backwards, and you are on the horse where you could use your movement to try and swing the cart into like a better action, so the Gallon gun could see more people if you wanted to do that as part of your movement.
Fascinating. I think if I'm gonna get to Joe, I need all the movement I can muster.
You've got 10 extra feet of movement from the table.
How far is Joe from me?
Yeah, he's 40 feet. 40
Okay.
feet from you.
That's my speed now. Valley Jack steps off of Chamfer and off of the carriage, but his head stays as the same height as he turns into his giant form.
Cool.
And he's going to walk forward as the flames licking behind him as the man from the stories, and go up to Joe and just go come to the wrong town, Joe. And I'm gonna swing my rail at Joe. And I think an 11 will hit.
No.
Right?
My friend, you're going to swing it with advantage as I'm holding my Storm Rune coin, because I really have seen the future, and I know Valley Jack can do better than an 11.
19?
19 will hit.
Thank you.
You're in the story now.
It's gonna be 16 slashing, and then
Slashing from this rail.
Does a rail do bludgeoning, or is it?
it's a great sword. Mechanically,
It's a really sharp rail.
I'm okay if you want to do it slashing or bludgeoning. You choose one.
I think bludgeoning. I don't have crusher or anything, so it doesn't really matter. But I think bludgeoning is truer to what it does.
Okay, we'll say bludgeoning then.
Okay. And then spin around, swing him again. Ooh, that's good damage. That is 21 on the second attack.
To hit? Yep, that will hit.
No. So
wait.
I'm sorry. That's 26 to hit on the second attack.
Oh, yes.
21 damage.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay, he is looking wimpy. You bash him twice with this giant rail. Anything else for your turn?
I think I'm gonna save action surge for a little bit longer. So yeah, that's me.
And that is going to take us back to the top of the initiative order. And first in the initiative is actually going to be the outlaw that was kind of to the side behind that barrel. He's going to look at the Gatling gun in the back that is now pointed at him, and he is not going to want to stay there anymore. So he's going to use his movement to he's going to go move kind of down the street, kind of toward his other people. moving 30 feet. He's not going to be able to find another piece of cover, but he is going to look and see the closest person, which is going to be Valley Jack at Joe, and he's going to fire at you twice, Valley. First one is an 18 to hit.
That's a hit.
And that will do 11 points of piercing.
Okay, that goes down 8 for me.
Second pistol shot is a 9 to hit.
That does not hit Valley Jack.
Whiffs on the second one. And that is his turn. Mtiro, you are up.
Tight. I can't aim this Gatling gun at anybody, right? That is...
No, because it's pointed just like backwards now.
Yeah, okay. You know what? That guy shot at Valley Jack, and I've got this new gun. I want to try to shoot a shot at this guy from where I'm at, just to see if I can hit him, you know? I've never used one of these before.
Do it.
Yeah, Mtiro's going to shoot at that bandit with his Volcanic, which you said does an extra D4 of damage if I roll 20 or above on the
D6
hit.
if you roll, above a 20.
I don't think that is going to happen. That is a 12?
A 12 does not hit this outlaw.
Well, that's fine. I didn't really want to hit him anyway. I'm going to use my bonus action. Don't forget, by the way, Valley Jack, you have a Bardic Inspiration, which is a D8. I never told you what it was.
Ooh, thank you. Yeah, I was going to ask.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action to command the wagon on its turn to attack the guy that I just shot at, which will come right after mine. And then I will also look to... Who needs inspired right now? Namby, I'm gonna look at you. Namby, let the sun shine bright on our enemies and guide us with your sword and give you one inspiration. Yeah. And then now the wagon, for its turn, is going to move to that guy. He's got 30 feet of movement, and he's gonna do a force-empowered slam attack. He's got a 21 to hit.
Yes. So you're trying. What's the movement speed on this dancing thing?
30 feet.
Yeah, it can make it to that guy, to the guy that you shot at, right?
Yeah. That's what I want.
He was
that
that wagon was on the right side of the road. He was on like trailing the left side, so the wagon's able to get there.
This wagon is going to come up to him and slam him for 8. What kind of force damage?
8 force damage.
And also, by the way, its dance feature also, any creature that starts a turn within 10 feet of it, I can also choose to decrease their movement speed by 10 feet. So any bad guys that are within 10 feet of it that start its turn are having their speed decreased.
Excellent. Anything else for your turn?
No. Actually, wait. Mtiro will try to move up to the front so I can try to move one of these horses on my next turn so I can aim the Gatling gun at people.
Okay. You are crawling over the top of the stagecoach and get over to the horse, and the outlaw who's on the balcony 25 feet away from you is going to fire at you. 2 shots. The first one is a natural 20.
That's going to re-roll that.
Re-roll?
Jack hits his rail against the ground, runic shield.
Runic shield, awesome. So what is that, just a re-roll? Yeah.
Yeah, just a re-roll.
Okay, re-rolled a 9 to hit.
That misses.
Misses, he takes aim and tries to take a second shot. And that is a 20 to hit, dirty 20.
Oh yeah, that will hit.
And you will take 14 points of piercing damage. As the first shot he gets distracted for a second by Valley Jack kind of redirecting that bullet, and the second one fires and hits you in the side.
Being a cowboy, less fun than I imagined.
One of the riflemen on the left side of the street is going to still take aim at Whiskey, and he hit him once. He's going to try and hit him again. Misses on the first one, and misses on the second one. The other rifleman is going to do the exact same and still try and hit Whiskey. The first one is a hit, and that is caught by Whiskey. And so Whiskey shoots at Whiskey, and Whiskey whips up his other hand and catches it, and then and raises it up and looks back and throws it over to his other inky Whiskey self, who catches it as well. He cannot redirect it, unfortunately, back at the rifleman. But
cool.
but
That's awesome.
catches it. And that was his. Was that the rifleman's first shot or second shot?
I think it was his first.
Okay, so the rifleman's gonna take a look at that and try to hit him again, and fires and misses. And that's the rifleman's turn, and we are at Crum.
Cool. Can I get like a lay of the land type of description of like where I'm
Right.
at
Yep.
in
So
regards
Crum,
to-
you are. So you have right in front of you. Jeb is slain on the ground, and
Spit
above
on him.
you. Yeah.
Whole turn. Just that.
So 15 feet away and 10 feet up is a outlaw on a balcony. And you can see him pretty clearly. He does have a bonus to his AC being up there and kind of behind the balcony a little bit.
Okay.
You also see to your direct left the outlaw that got attacked by the dancing wagon 40 feet away. And then you can see Joe 30 feet away currently being attacked by Valley Jack. And the riflemen are further out away from you.
Okay. Crum's gonna look up and look at the person who's above him. So you aren't getting away from me either. And Crum's gonna shoot his volcanic pistol. It's gonna ignore their 3/4 cover because I'm gonna use a seeking arrow.
Oh, cool. It's half cover, but cool.
Yeah. So it ignores 3/4 cover and half cover.
Nice.
The target is in range and the path is available. Okay. It's a dex saving throw. DC 11.
Rolled a 16.
Okay. Okay. So it will miss.
They take half damage though.
I would think they would if it's anything other than a cantrip.
Yeah.
Usually.
Okay. Half damage and location is unrevealed on success.
Okay, so yeah, it'll take half damage.
It'll be 12 damage, so 6. That's gonna be my turn.
Okay. So that's your turn, and then Hugh, you're up. So Hugh, you are standing in front of the body of Jeb, and you look over and see Valley Jack is with Joe, and that other guy's close to you, up on the balcony to your right, and Dancing Wagon is attacking an outlaw to your left, and then you got Rifleman in the back.
So the balcony guy is 15 over 10 up. Is that what you said?
Yep.
Okay. And then does my increase in movement still going, or is that only that round while I was with the table?
I think it's only any turn you start within 10 feet of the table.
Okay. So Hugh sees that guy on the balcony shoot Tiro, and that's not gonna fly. So Inky Whiskey moves up onto, it can move in any direction, so it moves up onto the balcony. And then I use my bonus action to switch places with Inky Whiskey, and so I'm up on the balcony next to that guy.
Excellent.
And now I'm going to take 2 Warhammer attacks against that guy. Nice. Those 2 19s.
Yep, they
to
hit.
hit. Yeah.
Dang.
Cannot miss. You cannot miss.
Give me more levels of exhaustion, Kyle.
Yeah.
27 bludgeoning damage.
He's barely up. Barely up. Is just barely holding on. You
Pressure
smash him
feat.
twice.
So can I move him off the balcony?
You sure can.
I can bat
So-
him off the balcony.
You can bat him off the balcony. He's gonna fall down and take a d6 of damage. He's got 3 hit points left. Why don't you roll a d6, and we'll see if this does it for him. 5. You hit him twice, bat him off of the balcony. He falls, lands right on his neck. Crack! You hear it, and he is lifeless. And that outlaw is done.
You should see how fierce he is when he's not exhausted.
I need a nap, you guys.
Anything for your echo, which is now on the ground?
No, because I used my bonus action.
To switch
There's
places.
there's no one within like melee of it now back where
Correct,
we were,
yeah.
right? Yeah, so no. Yep, that's all I can do.
Okay. Namby, you're up.
Okay.
And Namby, you are on the stagecoach. You now see that two of the outlaws are down. The ones that are up, you see Jeb with Valley Jack, and the other one that has the wagon next to him. Those are the closest. Riflemen are further away.
Okay. I'll move my spiritual weapon over. Is it Joe or Jeb that's still up?
Joe is still up. Blue.
Okay.
Blue Joe.
I'm gonna move my spiritual weapon over to him as a bonus action and try and smack him.
Okay, go for it.
Oh, almost a crit. 26.
That will hit. And he's looking really weak from getting smacked twice by these rails.
Ooh, and that's good damage. That's 11.
Yep, 11. That's gonna take him out. So this you see that all of you look and see this flaming solar sword fly across the middle of the town and just stab directly into Joe. And he goes, "Oh man, same as Jeb," and he just gets slammed right in the middle of his chest and goes straight down.
Awesome.
And he is out.
Okay, and then I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try and hit whatever next closest one you said with a guiding bolt.
Okay.
Because I haven't
cool.
cast a spell this round. Ooh, that is a crit.
Nice!
So I was just gonna cast that at level 1, which means that's 8d6 for a crit. So hold please. 13 for the first 3. Plus 14 is 27. Plus 8.
35.
Thank you. 35.
35. Wouldn't you believe it? He has 34 points of health left.
Yes.
34.
That advantage.
How does that look? Tell me how that looks as you.
Yeah, so Guiding Bolt is obviously going to be, Soul blessing me with a little bolt of sunshine just coming down to smite this guy to smithereens.
Excellent. And he is smitten, smited, smoted, toasted. He is a pile of ash as this guiding bolt that crits on him just shines, and you just see his body melt away as he's looking up, and this solar ray is destroying his body. Great. Anything else for your turn?
That's going to be it for this one.
Just a little turn.
A little turn. Deb and Joe, they had their initiatives together, but they're both gone now, and we're down to Valley Jack. Valley Jack, you look. All the outlaws on the ground and the one that was up on the right side balcony are down. The riflemen are still up above on their balconies. The closest one to you on the left side, you're on the left side of the street, is going to be 50 feet away and 10 feet up. And the other one is going to be 35 feet away and 10 feet up on the right side.
So it's 50 feet away anyway,
Yeah.
And I'm not close enough to the cart to get the speed boost.
Only
You
if
are not
start
close
within
to the dancing. Yeah.
Cool. Gonna have fun with it. Why not? I'm gonna take a dash action. So my speed's going to be 60. My high jump right now is 8 feet. If I'm running, I think reaching up and grabbing something at my height.
You'll give me an athletics check to see if you can get up there.
Big boy Jack has advantage on athletic checks right now. That is a 24.
Yes, that you are able to just jump up and grab the lip of this ledge and just pull yourself up with one arm. It looks incredibly impressive as you just swing your legs up and over on top of this balcony next to this rifleman who had his rifle pointed out, and now you are standing right next to him.
How far is the other rifleman from me?
On the other side of the street, he's
Yeah.
going to be 45 feet away.
Okay. Then I'm just going to... I think I'm going to action surge just to take out this one nearby. That's an 18 to hit.
18 will hit. Yep.
That'll be 14 bludgeoning. And then a 26 to hit.
Yep.
Keep rolling ones on my great weapon re-rolls. 14 damage on that one.
Okay. You wall up this guy a couple times. He's still standing. Again, not looking good. But still standing up with his rifle in his hand. Anything else for your turn?
How far am I from the party?
From the party, you're pretty far now. So the closest to you is going to be Whiskey Waltz. He's just in the middle of the street, 25 feet away.
Is
Rolled
anyone
terribly
within?
on his initiative.
Who's within 60 feet of me?
A Crum is just within. He's 60 feet away from you exactly.
Okay. So Crum and Whiskey are within range of 60? Yeah. Okay. I don't love that, but it is what it is. That's me.
Okay, cool. Whiskey rolled the worst on his initiative out of everybody, but he dusts his pants up. He looks up and looks up and sees Valley. All right, Val, you go that way. I'll go this way, and he runs over to the other rifleman, and he has climbing speed essentially with his one of his feats. Clambers on up to the rifleman up there, and he is going to use a flurry of blows attack. And so he's going to take 4 swings. Unfortunately, only hits once out of all those 4 swings with his +8. He is, as you see him move, you can see like those shots that hit him, and did some damage to him, did a little bit more damage than you initially thought. He is moving, but you can see like a trail of blood behind him. The rifleman shots seem to do a lot of damage to him. He gets up and he says, "How about a little tic-tac-toe?" And he swings and he misses 3 times and swings a 3rd time with his fist and then tries to kick with his toe and hits finally with his toe and smacks the guy, kind of roundhouse kicks in the face for 9 points of bludgeoning damage to that rifleman. So he is up there with him and kind of ducks kind of off to the side of the building so that the rifleman is still in area where he can be shot at and you don't have to like shoot through Whiskey. That is his turn, and we are back to the top. Outlaw C is dead. Mtiro, you are up.
Okay. How far is Whiskey Waltz away from me?
75 feet.
Okay.
You are on a horse.
I'm on a horse.
Has, I think, 40 feet of movement speed. 60 feet of movement speed.
60 feet.
Yep, so 60 feet of movement speed. And we'll say that's
nice.
unencumbered by the, that you'll be able to do that with the carriage. But yeah,
Okay.
you have 60 feet of movement speed.
I suppose however I can move to be closer to everybody else and also angle this wagon at all with that. I need to get within 30 feet of Whiskey Waltz and at least one other person, I think, right now. That's on the team. That's really all I care about as far as distance. But yeah, however much movement I have to use to get within 30 feet of him and also angle this cart better for the Gatling gun to be able to shoot at.
You do that. You race down the street on your horse. You swing it around to the side, and the Gatling gun is able to swing that way and point kind of to the end of the street. And you are within 20 feet of Whiskey, 25 feet of Valley. You'll have to be 35 feet from Crum.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Is Namby on the cart? Or...
Oh yeah, she's on the cart too.
Oh,
Yeah,
Namby, you're
so
coming
Namby's
with
with
me.
you.
Yeah, we're not
Love it.
abandoning Hugh, are we? Doing this?
I'm
Hugh's
up
up on the balcony alone.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, that'll be
Typical
fine.
Hugh, all alone.
In his romance.
Well, I'm going
With
to.
my billowing shirt, I'm gaping open to expose my
Getting
rippling
a
muscles.
beautiful getting a beautiful breeze up on this rooftop.
After I just
sun's
epically knocked
shining.
someone off the balcony.
You haven't taken any damage, have you, Namby?
I have not.
All right. I mean, it doesn't really. Whiskey Waltz, myself, and I'm gonna say Namby because I know her the best. I'm sorry, the other two. I'm gonna stand up, not feeling my best as well. I'm gonna cast Aid at a 3rd level on myself and both of them to increase our current and maximum hit points all by 10 HP. Since Whiskey looks like he could use some help himself, you know.
I always forget it's max and not temp. That's awesome.
Yeah, it lasts for 8 hours, I believe. Yes, 8 hours. Yeah. We've got that. That's better. I like that better. Cast that on everybody. I use my movement to get up to here, and then I'm within range now of Crum to use a Bardic Inspiration on him still, I think. Yes, within 60 feet. So yeah, to Crum, I'll yell out, my powerful bugbear companion. You've lived in this world for a long time now, and I can sense your confidence. Now show it to these enemies. And I give you a Bardic Inspiration. And then with the rest of my bonus action, is the wagon within 30 feet of like any enemies?
Any enemies? No. Yeah,
No?
it's pretty far back now.
What about, how far away is it from like Hugh?
To get to the ground level below him would be 45 feet.
Great. I'll use my bonus action to tell it to take the dash action. And it has a fly speed. It doesn't need to go the ground level. It can fly to
Good.
where Hugh is. So I will command it to fly with the dash action to Hugh to give Hugh 10 more feet of movement at the beginning of his turn.
Amazing. So
So
you
it
see
for me.
this
Is it
magical.
on the balcony now?
Yeah, I guess, yes. I picture like when you see like fire jump from one thing to another, it's almost like that is how it moves, you know, like leaping magical fire up there.
Cool.
Incredible. Anything else for your turn?
No, I think that covers me for now.
Great. We are at one of the riflemen next to Valley Jack. He is very low. He is going to kind of ignore Valley in front of him and going to try and fire at you, Tiro.
He's doing it with
'cause you're the
disadvantage
closest.
because I'm using my fucking storm
Does he
rune,
have
then.
disadvantage because I'm next to him anyway?
Oh yeah, for a long.
For ranged
If,
attacks?
if he's in melee with you.
Okay. So yeah. So
And
he
I'm
gets
not using my storm
disadvantage.
rune because he already has disadvantage.
So he's gonna take 2 shots at you. Namby, are you on top of the stagecoach? Is that where you're at? I think you are, right?
I think so.
Yeah. He'll take 1 shot at Tiro and 1 shot at Namby. First one is going to be with disadvantage, a 10 to hit on Tiro. Second one on Namby is going to be with disadvantage, roll double 2s. Not gonna hit. And misses. Fires and just is unable to get around this giant Valley Jack. That is his turn. The other outlaw is on the other side of the other rifleman. On the other side next to Whiskey is gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna try and shoot past Whiskey. He's gonna shoot with disadvantage again. First one at Tiro, a 12 to hit.
Just barely misses.
And the second one rolled double 4s. And that's with a +6 is a 10 to hit, and I don't think it's gonna hit you. And the riflemen are not doing well. And Crum, you are up, and you can see the riflemen and up on their balconies. The one to your right is 50 feet away. The one to your left is 65 feet away.
Okay, and how high up are they?
10 feet.
10 feet? Okay. I am gonna look up at... is Valley Jack on the left one?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna look up at that guy and still have the gun in my hand, but it starts like kind of faintly like glowing red and wrapping around my hand, and I'm going to shoot an Eldritch Blast at that guy.
Cool.
That is a 25 to hit.
Yes, that will hit.
It is going to be 11 damage, and I'm going to use Grasp of Hadar to pull him 10 feet closer to me.
Great. You fire your Eldritch Blast. It goes through the center of his skull, and you use this Grasp of Hadar ability, and his body flies off and just ragdolls on the ground.
Nice.
Cool and gross.
For a second, I thought Kyle was going to say it ripped his brain out of his skull or something.
Yes. Anything else for your turn?
No, that'll be it.
Hugh, you're up.
Okay, so there's just the one left, right? And then how far away is he? From
He
me?
is going to be, so you're up on the balcony, and he is 60 feet away from you. There is a 10-foot gap between the balconies on the top, like going, like there's the balcony you're on is on a building, and then there's a, narrow street beneath that you could hop from one balcony to the next, a 10-foot gap to get over there 60 feet away. But I know your movement speed is pretty restricted, so.
It's actually not this round.
Yeah, because I moved the table.
Oh yeah,
got
because
the
the
table.
wagon,
Yeah, or the wagon. I keep saying table because I'm picturing when Dan did the table, the same
Yeah.
thing with the table in the Christmas Adventure. I keep wanting to picture that table. The
Oh,
wagon.
right, yeah. All right, so 60 feet away, a narrow jump.
And it's your strength modifier or your strength score is how much you could do with the long jump, which for you,
I think he's probably
you're a strong
more
boy.
than 10.
Yes, you can make that
Yeah, I
jump.
have an 18. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Okay, so I am going to run 30 feet, and then do you want me to make a check for the little jump, or?
Don't need to, because you are able to make it.
Cool. Then I'm going to dash the other 30 feet, and then I'm going to action surge and wail on this guy with my warhammer, hopefully. And I'll drag Inky Whiskey with me so that
Wait.
he doesn't deanimate.
I'd like you to not make your roll, one of your attacks at least, without this. I didn't end up using the rune before. I can still give advantage to somebody who's doing an attack, so I can cancel out one of your attacks from having disadvantage, right? Because from your exhaustion. Oh, you don't have disadvantage from
I don't have
exhaustion. I
disadvantage.
forgot.
I just have a
we have
minus
different
4.
rules now. Or anything. Yeah, so you can make one of
Second
those
roll?
with advantage on.
Okay, I'll do the first one. Well, that one's good. I'll just keep that one. That one is going to be a 22 to hit. And then this one's going to be a 16 to hit.
16 is the AC. And
There
so
we
you
go.
hit.
That's good, because one of those was a nat 1, so thanks, Scott.
Don't thank me, thank Valley Jack.
So 28 bludgeoning damage, and then I'm going to use the Crusher Feat to knock him off.
Great. He's got 6 points of health left. Give me a d6 roll
Oh, come on.
as you toss him off of this.
Come on. That's a 6.
That's amazing. You bash him and throw him off. Any special way you throw this last guy off? There is a wagon like below this one. There is like a wagon down there. But any special way that he dies as he hits the ground?
I think he does one of those things like from the Westerns where like he falls onto the wagon and then the wagon like teeters up and over, and then there's like a barrel of water for some reason right there that also dumps on him. Yeah, and so he just kind of gets smooshed between all of those.
Good. Excellent. He dies, and the street is quiet. And Whiskey hops down and walks down in the dirt, and you can see he's actually looking decently rough. But he starts whistling. Hey, Rook, you gonna come out to play or what? And from the bank, you see the door slam open, and see a man walk out dressed all in black with a vest, jacket, and signature gambler hat with a short brim and a diamond band. and he steps out. Rook, are you there?
Bum, bum, bum.
Villain.
All right. I can see when I'm outnumbered. Let's put a pause on the violence, shall we? Do this kindly.
Well, that was easy. And Whiskey pops open his flask and he tips it up and takes a big swig.
When Rook has his hands up, he's got his revolver dangling on one finger, kind of like he's, showing that it's not in his hand. And when Whiskey takes a swing, the revolver spins in his hand, and I'm gonna fire on Whiskey right now.
Okay, good. You have that ability that when you see an opportunity to get the surprise on somebody, the jump, you are able to do so. So you guys are all watching. You can all roll initiative against his initiative to see if you can beat his initiative as he does this quick draw. So Rook, go ahead and give us your initiative roll, and then we'll have everybody else roll.
That's gonna be a 27.
Do I roll my bardic on this?
Can anyone beat a 27 on their initiative?
I crit for 23. I can't beat a 27 no matter what.
Yeah. I crit 2 for a 17.
Scott, do you have the thing that Brooke gave you that gives you more?
No, because that wasn't.
less.
I gave that to Crum and Hugh.
Yeah, that was only the
Gotcha.
And that was a
Fuck,
D4,
would've been
right?
Good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Okay.
Does it matter that someone can't be surprised, right?
Oh, yeah.
That was.
Well,
yeah,
I
that
also
was
can't be
Namby.
surprised, right? Because I have the observant feat.
Right,
But
you
I
guys
don't-
are not surprised. Whiskey is surprised and unable to do
This
anything.
isn't
So you guys
technically
are all
like a
watching.
new round where somebody would say get their reaction back and be able to just do silvery barbs or anything like that.
Or, but
course,
like,
is it?
I think you have
Well,
your
like-
reaction.
Yeah.
Technically,
yeah. So this
it's
is
a
a
new
new
initiative.
This is a new initiative. So if you have a reaction you'd like to use, you can.
Namby, you have your reaction too with the cloud rune.
Do I have to activate that as an action? Because I did
No,
not do that
it's
during.
just a reaction.
Okay, cool. Good to know. Because I was thinking about that. Okay.
I will cast silvery barbs on him, I suppose, to make him roll again to hit. You snake, you duplicitous snake. When he starts to fire, and I'll give the advantage to Whiskey in case he needs to make any sort of save to. Avoid something.
You see Levi Rook whistles, and I'm gonna counterspell your silvery barbs.
Thank you, sir.
That's his reaction, though.
That's his reaction. He's used it.
Oh,
Have you shot?
He hasn't shot yet. So Rook, if anybody else has anything right now, but Rook, go ahead and take a shot.
Yeah, well, I will technically be doing my bonus action first to activate my gun song, and as the revolver, starts above my head and spins down towards my hip, you hear it hum as if it's like almost singing, like there's this discordant melody that sounds through, like it sounds like just a wisping through the wind until you realize it's some sort of like strange music on your ears. But I will take my first hit, and that will be a 28 to hit
That
on
was.
Whiskey.
Runic Shield, re-roll that.
Oh. Runic Shield's at the reaction. Okay.
Yeah.
I rolled a 16 with a 28 to hit, and the reroll is a 16 with a 28 to hit.
Jesus
Wow.
Christ. Okay.
Can I?
still hit.
Okay, so what are the rules for this reaction on my cloud rune to make it hit someone else? Like, can I wait to see how much damage it is? Do I need to say it now? How does that work?
Cloud rune. When you or a creature you see within 30 feet of you is hit with an attack roll, you can use your reaction to invoke the rune, choose a different creature within 30 feet other than the attacker. The chosen creature becomes the target of the attack using the same roll.
Excuse me.
You can't choose the attacker, but there is a a wagon that's still alive that is, nobody's gonna care
Does that
if it
count,
gets
Kyle?
It's not going to be 30 feet away from you.
Who's within?
The
Is
only
anyone within 30 feet of
choose me.
Whiskey?
Crum and
Stop it.
you and Mtiro.
I choose me. It hits me.
Am I within 30?
You're not
Namby.
within 30.
I'm at full health. I have 55 health. It hits me.
I have 70, and you're
I don't care. It's fine. It hits me.
Namby's choice, I guess.
Idiots.
Well, can you choose someone? You can choose
whiskey?
yourself, I think. Yeah.
I mean, it says someone other than the attacker within 30 feet. I assume that
you can be
includes me.
yourself.
Okay. Rook, hit her with the damage.
Oh no.
Okay, so that's just an automatic divert damage. Still same attack roll.
I literally can't bring Namby
Yes.
back up with 8 again, right?
That's gonna be 13.
Is he gonna kill me? I don't know.
13 piercing on that hit.
You guys had me worried he was gonna one shot me.
He just rolled for
bones.
plus 12 to hit. I don't know what the fuck he's gonna do.
I will take my second attack on Whiskey.
Okay.
So with advantage, he is surprised. That's gonna be a 22 to hit.
That will hit.
None of us can do anything. We all used our reactions.
Every reaction in the group to try to stop.
That will be 20 damage to Whiskey on the second.
Catch it, Whisk.
He is down.
And I'm gonna action surge and shoot at him again, except I'm gonna move up right next to him and just hip fire from up close to gain advantage
Whisk.
from being within 5 feet.
That will be an automatic crit, and that he will take 2 death saves from that.
That with a crit is a 25 to hit.
Yep.
Crit damage. Well, 13 piercing on that.
But it's he is down. He was
Yeah.
already down, and so so he takes 2 death saves.
And on my second attack of my action surge, 26 to hit.
And you fire that 4th shot as Whiskey pulled up his flask to drink. You shoot him right in the chest. He falls down, unconscious on the ground, and with your gun you point it over him, fire twice, and Whiskey is dead.
That's for killing my gang. And I toss my gun in the dirt and put my hands back up.
I don't accept his surrender.
Screw that.
Can I?
Yeah.
I want to approach and use the rope of entangling. So that would be that's a dexterity check once I'm within 20 feet to restrain.
Oh, I'll fail to save. That's fine.
Okay.
And so he is entangled and caught.
Are we in initiative?
Not really anymore.
Do you guys think I should use Speak with Dead on Whiskey Waltz's body to ask him if he had any last words that he wanted to share?
Maybe in a
I literally
minute.
just took that spell earlier today.
I was gonna say it's
you
very
hear-
appropriate.
You hear some horses, some hooves off in the distance, ride into town. And you see riding in fast are 2 men dressed in tan uniforms with large martial badges on their chests. Well, look at this. We finally caught him. And in classic Rook fashion, all your men are dead, and you're the last one standing. You really wrote the book on being a piece of shit, didn't you, Rook? Now, Sheriff, you got a nice, sturdy jail cell in that sheriff shack over there for Mr. Rook?
I think we do, Marshal.
We're gonna need everyone to follow us. Green Troll Man, go ahead and grab that chest located in the bank and bring it inside the sheriff's office. We got some things we need to talk about.
Wait, who was this?
Couple marshals that have just arrived into town and kind of taken charge.
Does it look like our characters here recognize them?
No, these do not look like any. You look at them and they are 2 men. You know, one is the one that's talking is tall, pretty muscular, just has a cocky swagger to him. Second guy's a little bit shorter, not unfit by any means, but not like jacked like the other guy is. Both humans, both humanoids, and you don't recognize them.
Is that you, Buckworth? Come on down out of the sun. There's a glare.
Yeah. Hi, Rook. Looks like your days of squeezing around our grasp are up.
Well, that was a good run, wasn't it? Been a few years.
Yeah. Well, you're here now, and you're captured, and we're gonna take you to where you belong. Up to the, you know where we'll be taking you. You've been there before.
After you.
So they grab him.
My friend, I'm sorry, I don't believe I've had a chance to make your acquaintance. My name is Berstero. These are my esteemed colleagues, Huguenard Rockbridge. Why do I always forget to say Rockbridge?
Yeah, every
Huguenard
time.
Rockbridge and Namby Pambleton. Please address them accordingly. We are not your deputies. You are not to give us orders. All right, we work
don't
for
pick up
Valley
the
Jack
chest.
only.
I think you are our deputies. Looks like maybe old Valley Jack's recruited some friends in this town to be helpful. You make these folks your deputies there, Valley?
These are deputies, Marshal, but
I'm the assistant sheriff.
yeah.
Deputies to Valley Jack. I've not had the pleasure of making your acquaintance, but you seem to be on a first-name basis with the bastard who just murdered a man in the street in front of us, so how can we have any sense of faith that you're not working with him?
Well, my name's Marshal Buckworth, and this here's Marshal Tannenbaum. And this scene you see here is nothing out of the ordinary for Mr. Levi Rook. And as for your friends and their names, I apologize for my manners, but manners out here will get you killed. And so, that there, he's gonna be Big Troll, Green Troll Man. You're gonna be Fireboy, and little bunny ears over there. How about Miss Hops? How's that sound?
I don't particularly like it.
No, I don't think that's going to work for me, my friend. You may refer to me as Berstero, Huguenard Rockbridge, or Namby Pambleton, or else we will have another encounter out here on the streets, it seems. You've forgotten too many manners to survive.
He smiles. He says, "You got a little fire in you, don't you?"
A lot.
And he turns and, all right, Tannenbaum, let's take this guy in. And they walk into the sheriff's office with Rook in hand.
You hear that, boys? We could be working together. Could you imagine?
I'm walking in with them. I'm not letting them out of my sight with Rook, but I also want to give, I let Crum know that if you want a moment someone should check on whiskey. And
That's what, He was going to walk over and pick up whiskey. He's not picking up whatever the chest was that dude brought up. Hugh and Inky Whiskey walk over and very carefully pick up Whiskey and kind of adjust his clothes and put him back in, and then carries him into the sheriff's room.
So poetic. What are the chances?
No.
Yeah, what are the chances
Freaking
that
chances
whiskey?
Inky Whiskey is devastated.
Inky Whiskey pours out one for Whiskey next to him on the ground.
Just like a little ink blot of whiskey. Oh.
Can I do some sort of insight to see if we notice anything that's off about these two?
Go ahead.
I can give you the help action, if that's all right.
Do it.
I also kind of want to scan the streets before we fully go in, because they mentioned Ella is there too.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen Ella anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But I'm also not observant, so maybe I should be the one to do it.
So Crum, go ahead and give me your insight check.
I crit.
Hell yeah.
Woo!
You know these marshals. They are asshats. They are. You know them. You know the marshals are kind of over serving of the local towns and sheriffs. You know, these are people who you have to answer to. You know, they are in charge. Essentially, they are a rank above the sheriff in the town. You know them. They're awful. They're not acting any way different than they usually do. And Hugh, go ahead and give me a perception roll.
Mm-hmm. Go great. Do I still have your D4 thingy, Brooke?
10 minutes, so yes?
Cool. That canceled out my exhaustion. That's a 15.
15, you look in the streets and you see people starting to look out of their of the windows. The people kind of trying to see if this coast is clear. You don't see any other outlaws. You don't see any other people around that are threatening. You all make your way into the sheriff's office, and there are, in the back, there are 3 jail cells there. You see that as everything gets settled, Rook is locked into one, kind of the one that's closest to you guys. It's on the right side. The middle one is empty, and the other contains to be what it looks like someone who's just sleeping on the ground in a jail cell. Marshal Buckworth and Tannenbaum are standing next to it, and see you come in with whiskey, and Buckworth says to you, Sheriff Val, he says, looks like your deputies don't know how to follow directions very well. Maybe next time use a little bit more insight on who you choose to serve for your team here. Tannenbaum, go get the chest. And so Tannenbaum runs and grabs the chest and brings it in and puts it down.
While it's just Buckworth in here too, I'll just kind of, I think Valley Jack is still 9 feet tall or whatever, and we'll just chest to chest kind of up with Buckworth and go like, you can ask me to listen to you as the sheriff. You can ask me to listen to you as a matter of law. You're just going to disrespect and order around the people of my town and visitors. There's only so much we can do. There's a stink on you, Buckworth. There's a river somewhere.
Give me intimidation with advantage. I love that.
While this is happening, Rook just went like one step into the cell and turned around, so he's also standing like equidistant from these 3 and just looking like smiling back and forth like.
I'll throw the bardic on that.
Is that with advantage?
Yeah.
And what is this? Is this an ability check?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My motive potential on the bardic. For an ability check, you can roll the D8 with advantage as well.
Ooh.
Potential.
Well, I don't know if it's going to beat the 6 I just got. It did not. That's a 17 intimidate.
He glares at you. As long as you're with me on this, this is bigger than what this town usually sees.
I don't want to say that this has not gotten big. This has gotten personal for me. And personal for the people of Violet Creek. I can't think of anything bigger.
We can work together, but just remember who's in charge of assigning who sheriffs are in these towns. I think you like your job, but he seems to soften maybe just a tad.
You seeing Rook standing in the jail cell, like smiling in the doorway of it, he's going to, his arms are full holding whiskey still, so I'm just going to kick Rook back, do an unarmed strike with my leg back into the cell.
And Rook's still tied up in my rope, right?
Yeah, yes, he's still tied up.
I was gonna kick him back into the cell.
Should we just murder Bones? Like
my arms are like secured, so I just take steps back and like plop down in the bench that's against the back wall, just like stumble my way back until I'm sitting.
Well, it's a 23 to hit. I'm totally like, yeah, it's a 23 to hit on there.
That hits your AC, right?
Yeah, just above it.
Yeah.
Jesus, Mitch.
And so that's only 5 damage.
Woo! Tannenbaum claps as he sees that. Attaboy. And he like slaps you on the shoulder.
The fact that they hate it now.
Yeah, gross.
Marshals, let's take this seriously. You think it's a coincidence that after 4 years, Rook basically handed himself in?
Well, Buckworth starts to speak. Once again, thank you for taking out Rook's men and capturing Mr. Rook here. He's a slippery dog to pin, and you leashed him, and that makes you heroes. But unfortunately, we're gonna need more than heroes right now. I'm sure you've heard of the Crimson Cough sickness traveling around the West, affecting the children. Well, I've got good news. They've developed an antitoxin. Bad news is there's only a limited number of doses. And if you're a bad person, you might just think you could profit over stealing that antitoxin, holding ransom over the parents who desperately want their child to survive. And Tannenbaum spits at Rook. And then Buckworth leans down, opens up the chest, and reveals 9 vials of blue liquid with a 10th empty vial. That's right, Rook here wants to profit over the lives of children. Marshal Tannenbaum walks over to, or just looks at Rook and glares at him. Now what I can't fathom is why you headed here, Rook, when your business partner and the rest of her and your gang is the complete opposite direction. Perhaps you saw the opportunity to take it all for yourself and cut Ella McCoy out of the deal. And then, to top it all off, take a single dose of the antitoxin for yourself. And Buckworth takes out the 10th vial from his pocket. Found this dose on him when I searched him. Skimming from your own men. Perhaps that's why you wanted some of them dead. Less of them to split the pot with. Now in the morning, we're gonna leave with the antitoxin vaccine and escort the vaccines where they need to go. Paradise has been hit the hardest by the Crimson Cough, and that's where these vaccines were headed. To get to Paradise, we need to take a train. In 2 days, a train will be leaving from Constance, and we need to catch it. Coincidentally, Paradise is where Mr. Rook needs to face his justice. He'll face a court of his own peers and be sentenced to life and death in Deepstone Prison, also known as the Portal to Hell. That's right, Rook, we're throwing you in there and the devil will welcome you with open arms.
He's not sentenced until the jury decides such.
You think this man is deserving of any mercy?
Listen, he's faced a lot of crimes, but it's innocent until proven guilty out here. Some manners still matter, Buckworth.
You hear a voice, I can help, and Corlin Highland kind of hobbles in, and he had come with you on the carriage and had you had kind of sat outside of town while the thing was going on because he is hurt. Corlin, you can join us as well. And if you don't know Corlin, he's a Pinkerton owned by the United Bank. He hates Rook just as much as we do, and we need that kind of energy. I ask that all of you accompany us as well. These antitoxin vaccines need to get to the children, and this man needs to be brought to justice. Our journey will likely be tough. I'm sure Ella McCoy will soon figure out that her business partner has betrayed her, and she is sure to be hot on our tail.
Can I ask you a question, Buckworth?
Go ahead.
Seems to me that you and the marshals know the location of Ella McCoy and her gang.
We wish we knew the location. We know the steps and cliffs and caves at which they have their own little hideout, but they're an elusive bunch. We haven't been able to pin it down.
All right, well, I'm hoping in the future we can talk more about that kind of stuff. If you have this information about McCoy, someone who we put in jail originally.
Mm-hmm. And who slipped out of that jail somehow. Huh. Well,
somehow.
Somehow.
Suspiciously eyeing both of you.
Gentlemen, tomorrow we leave for Constance to catch the 2:59 to Paradise in 3 days. We leave at first light. I suggest you get some shut-eye at the saloon around the corner. I'll be staying here tonight to keep an eye on this rat.
I'll be here too. We got a few cots, Buckworth.
And with that, the camera pulls out of the story and into the nether, not into the Talltale Tavern. But that is where we're going to pause the story tonight of this Western segment of Expedition Untold. Thank you to the players this week, Bones and Swain and Charlie. Thank you all for joining. For the listeners, that's who our guests are. And thank you for Bones for being up for coming in at the last bit of the episode there. And Scott, Brooke, and Becca as well. Thank you for playing. Everyone's socials can be found in the description. If you want to see the video of this episode, it'll be up on our YouTube. Follow us at Talltale Tavern Podcast on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. If you like us, give us one of those good 5-star reviews. Join our Discord too. Thank you to Tyler Adelsperger for our intro music. Thank you to Zazar for our artwork. And with that, we will see you next time at the Talltale Tavern.